Welcome back to the Awesome Agents podcast. Today we are talking about Vercel dropping a new open source library called the Chat SDK.
Yeah, this one is interesting because the pitch is deceptively simple. You install it with npm iChat, write your bot logic once, and it deploys to 6 platforms.
6 platforms from one code base. So we are talking Slack, Teams, Discord, Google Chat, GitHub, and Linear. That sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, it kind of is and kind of is not. The architecture is an adapter pattern. You have a core chat class that routes events to your handlers, and each platform gets its own adapter that translates those into native API calls. Amy, define Mary.
So you write one on new mention handler and it just fires everywhere?
Exactly. And the adapters auto-detect credentials from environment variables. So setup is pretty minimal, but here is the catch. Not every platform supports every feature.
Okay, what is the breakdown there?
Luckily, Slack is the clear first-class citizen. It gets native streaming, modals, rich cards, DMs, reactions, the whole thing. Teams, Google Chat, and Discord get cards and a streaming workaround, where it posts a message, then edits it as tokens arrive.
Oh, the old post then edit trick. That works, but it is not exactly elegant.
Right. And then GitHub and Linear are basically text only. No cards, no streaming, no DMs, just mentions and reactions. They feel like afterthoughts, honestly.
So realistically, this is a Slack SDK that also kind of works on other platforms.
That is a fair way to put it right now. The uneven coverage is the biggest gap, but the JSX component model is genuinely clever. You write UI in JSX, and it renders as BlockKit in Slack, adaptive cards in Teams, native cards on Google Chat, embeds on Discord.
Wait, JSX for chat messages? That is actually a cool idea. Write a card component once and it looks native everywhere.
Exactly. And for platforms without card support, it falls back to formatted text gracefully. The abstraction layer is well designed, even if the platform coverage is not uniform yet.
Now here is what caught my eye. The real pitch seems to be AI agent deployment, not just chatbots.
You nailed it. The post function accepts an AI SDK text stream directly. So you call Claude, GPT, Gemini through the Vercel AI SDK, pipe the streaming response into the chat SDK, and it handles delivery per platform.
So it is basically a last mile delivery layer for AI agents on messaging platforms.
That is exactly what it is. The AI SDK handles model connectivity, the chat SDK handles platform delivery. Together, they let you build an AI assistant that lives in Slack and Teams and Discord simultaneously.
I mean, anyone who has built the same Slack bot and then had to rebuild it for Teams knows that pain.
Yeah, this does solve a real problem. It does. But I want to flag a few things. First, this is a public beta, version 4.14, but only 67 GitHub stars at launch. The Vercel AI SDK has over 20 million monthly NPM downloads for comparison.
67 stars, that is basically day one, so we are talking early adopter territory.
Very early. Second, the framework support is narrow. This is Next.js first. The reference implementation uses Next.js route handlers. The architecture is designed for Vercel's serverless model with Redis state management.
So if you are not in the Vercel Next.js ecosystem, you are going to be doing more manual wiring.
Correct. It runs on any Node.js 20 plus environment, in theory, but the ergonomics outside that stack will be rougher. And third, competitors exist. BotPress has broader platform support, including Telegram and WhatsApp. Microsoft Bot Framework has deep Teams integration.
Right, this is not an empty space. What is the actual differentiator then?
TypeScript ergonomics, the JSX component model, and that first class AI streaming integration. If you are already in the Vercel ecosystem building AI features, this slots in perfectly alongside the AI SDK.
And the NPM name thing, they now own Next, AI, and Chat, 3 of the most generic package names on NPM.
Yeah, the chat package has a 13-year history. Originally registered in 2013, transferred to a Vercel employee around 2020. The version jumped from 1.0 to 3.0 to 4.14 as it became this. No controversy yet, but it is a pattern worth watching.
Okay, so bottom line, if you are building AI agents and need them on multiple messaging platforms, is this worth trying today?
If you are on Slack primarily and in the Vercel ecosystem, yes. The Slack adapter is polished and the AI streaming integration is genuinely useful. For everything else, I would wait until the other adapters catch up.
Ship it to Slack first, expand later. Good advice. That is the Vercel Chat SDK. Links in the show notes. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.
See you next time.